prospective students here. Let me accept this. Yeah, I see 4 prospective students here. And welcome all of you. This is a information session for the engineering technology program. And I'm going to share a few details about the program. Then I'm going to talk about the various outcomes and the various activities that we do in the department. And at any point during the discussion, if you have any questions, feel free to ask it either via chat or raise your hand, and we'll try to connect with you. I believe everyone is able to hear me. If you're able to hear me, just give me a thumbs up in the chat or say hi. And we will begin with an introduction, and then we will go into the presentation. So I'll start with me. I'm Dr. Nikhil Satyala. I'm the chair of the Engineering Technology Department and Associate Professor. And I've been with BFIT for about 7 years right now. And I primarily teach electronics, computers, and renewable energy related courses. And we have plenty of opportunity within the department to send students to various types of companies and various types of programs. We'll talk about all those details in the presentation. And once we go through the details, I'll provide more information about what other opportunities you may have after you have completed the programs with us. So next, I see Mojgan on my screen here. So if you can introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mojgan Husseinpour. Currently, I'm the Director of Curriculum Development and Assessment, but I also teach in Electronics Department. I have an Electronics Engineering degree, and I usually teach DC circuit in intro computer courses, and in mechatronics, I teach a couple of courses. So feel free to ask me any question, and welcome to our info session.
Min, if you want to go next.
Hello, hi everyone, this is Ning Chen. I'm the Director of Admissions, and I have been emailing, texting you for the info sessions. Thank you for joining the session.
Thanks, Min. Thanks, Mojgan. How about, I see someone named Todd Matthews on the call here. If you could introduce yourself, that would be great.
Hello. Hello?
We can hear you.
Yeah. Can hear you.
Okay. Hi, my name is Todd Matthews. I'm going to apply for the electronics degree program coming up in fall of 2020.
You mean 2022?
Yeah. Yes. I'm sorry. I apologize. Yes, 2022.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. All right. That's great to have you here. Next person I see is Andrew Preston. If you can introduce yourself.
Hi, sorry. I'm actually recording this for my son. He's at work, but he's very interested in the program. So I just wanted to get it recorded so he could take a look at it and get in touch with you guys.
Sure. So he must be applying for the electronics certificate.
Yes.
Program, right?
Yes. He wants to start. He wants to start with that or an associate's degree. So he's really it seems like a really good program for what he's looking at. Thank you.
I'll provide more details. Thank you. Next person I see on the call is Marquis. Chris, I'm not sure if I pronounced the name right. If I didn't, sorry. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Marquis Crease. I'm looking to apply for this school and just seeing what the program's about. Mm-hmm. I go to City on the Hill and I'm finishing up my final year there.
Oh, that's great. So you're targeting for fall, I believe, right?
Yes.
That's great. Awesome. All right. The next person I see on the call is Frederick Jose, I guess. If you could introduce yourself, that'd be great. Frederick, can you hear us? All right. I'll go ahead with the presentation at this point. I'll provide the details about the program. Frederick, if you are able to hear and if you are if you would like to say something, please join and go ahead and introduce yourself. I'll pause the presentation for you whenever you need. All right, so I would like to share my screen here to show you some details about the program. We have a couple of options within the department, and these options are available for everyone. So at any point of time, if you think one option is better than the other, we'll be happy to provide you a pathway to the selected option. And if you think there is more interest in any other concentration within the department, we'll be happy to assist you to apply to that particular concentration. So basically, we are the Department of Engineering Technology, and we are focused on training students in various areas of engineering, technology, manufacturing, robotics, and automation. Now, one of the most prominent aspect of this particular department is that it consists of multiple disciplines. So we have various areas that we cover within 3 concentrations of this department. I'm going to introduce those concentrations in just a bit. And because of this multidisciplinary focus within the department, students are able to go for various types of jobs within the industry. So the department primarily consists of 3 concentrations in which we offer either a certificate plus associate degree program or purely an associate degree program. So the Department of Engineering Technology consists of 3 concentrations. One is Mechatronics Engineering Technology, which is what most of you are aiming for, aiming to apply, I believe. And this particular mechatronics pathway begins with the electronics certificate. So it begins with the certificate and it leads to an associate degree in mechatronics. So, but the prerequisite for mechatronics is going to be your electronics certificate. All credits from the certificate program will be transferred to the Mechatronics Engineering Technology. I'm going to provide more details about what mechatronics is about in the upcoming slides. Now, we have a second concentration known as the Renewable Energy Technology, in which we focus on wind energy and solar and photovoltaic systems. The third concentration is Advanced Manufacturing and Automation. This particular concentration begins with CNC Machining Certificate. We have another information session, a follow-up information session right after this session at 7 p.m. today. We'll cover more details about that particular concentration in that session, but if you need details at any point of time, feel free to contact us about that program as well. So the electronics certificate program is a short-term program that allows the students to learn all the key competencies or the core competencies of basic electronics. Now, these basic electronics courses are purely technical, and the students usually take courses for about 8 months, and they earn a certificate of proficiency in the electronics. The students do not have to take any gen ed courses. This program is purely focused on the technical courses only. And once the student completes taking all these core technical courses, the student may choose to go to a job in the industry. There are plenty of jobs that are purely based on the competencies that students learn within the certificate program. If a student is interested to move forward and attain an associate's degree, the student can choose to go towards the Associate of Science in Mechatronics. So the flow chart here shows you the pathway. So if a student chooses to apply for the certificate in electronics technology, these credits that the student earns through the certificate program can be directly transferred to the Associate of Science in Mechatronics. So the student would spend about 8 months within the certificate program, and then the student can transfer all the credits to the mechatronics program, which means the student can spend another 11 months to complete a full associate degree program. I'm going to show you the number of credits in the upcoming slides. Now, the associate degree in mechatronics is focused on the fundamentals of manufacturing, fundamentals of robotics, fundamentals of automation, with the help of electronics. So the students will be eligible to take up jobs in multiple areas in the industry. Firstly, electronics. Second, any job that's related to computer-aided design or engineering. Then they'll also be eligible for jobs such as robotics engineer or automation, robotics technician or automation technician. They'll also be eligible for jobs that are titled mechatronics or electromechanical engineering technician. So one program that covers multiple competencies that are suitable for the mechatronics industry. So that's your mechatronics associate degree program. Now, once the student completes the Associate of Science in Mechatronics, they may choose to go forward and apply for a bachelor's degree program in future. Now, because the students would have learned the fundamentals of mechanical engineering, electronics, and robotics and automation, they would be eligible for applying to programs such as Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering Technology or Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering. So students have multiple options, whether they can choose to go to the industry and find a job, or they can extend their studies by going to a bachelor's degree program. So students who enroll in the electronics certificate will have the opportunity to transfer all the credits, 27 credits that they earned from the certificate, directly to the mechatronics program. All these credits will be accepted directly to the associate program, which means the number of courses that they'll be taking in the associate's degree will be lessened by about a semester. Right. Now, so what do we do in this Associate of Science program? What are the key competencies that the students learn, and what type of activities do students perform while they are within this program? So, as I mentioned earlier, most of the focus is on teaching them electronic skills, which means they will be learning about troubleshooting circuits, troubleshooting any machinery that has a circuit board in it. They learn all the hands-on skills that are required to build basic circuitry on let's say, on a breadboard in the lab. It's just a simple project that the students would do. And they would learn about the ins and outs of the circuit, how to connect them, if something goes wrong, how are they going to fix it, and all the skills that are required for a technician to assemble, install, and troubleshoot any electronic circuit. So that's what the students will primarily learn about. At the same time, so the first part is electronics. So the students in the electronics certificate are primarily focused on these skills. Those are electronics related skills. But if the student chooses to move on to an associate's degree program, the students can further extend their knowledge into robotics, mechanical engineering, and some general education courses as well. And based on the competencies that they would learn from this program, as I mentioned, they would be eligible for a wide range of jobs. I mentioned some of them here. These are local to Massachusetts. There are plenty of jobs that are coming up in the future. It is predicted that because of companies such as Amazon that are looking for more and more robotics and automation based employees, we would see a boom in the next 10 years in robotics and automation jobs. And some of them mentioned here, robotics assembly technician, robotics technician, or automation technician, or even electromechanical technician. All these kinds of jobs require the skills that the students would learn within this program. There are other jobs too. I mean, I didn't mention it. It's a huge list. I didn't mention all of them. There are other jobs such as simple as electronics technician. Now, electronics technicians are very valuable in the industry because most of the equipment that you can imagine that is used for robotics or automation or any other purpose needs an electronics person to either troubleshoot it or run it or operate it or maintain it, right? So which means electronics becomes the basis for all these jobs, and the students would begin with electronics and move into advanced topics such as robotics and mechanical engineering, right? So what exactly do students learn while they're in the lab? I'm going to show you an example, a simple example of what the students have done until now in this year, especially when they take courses, some really cool courses such as robotics. So here is a project that one of the students did this year. This semester, actually, he's going to graduate with a Bachelor of Science degree in Mechanical Engineering Technology. What you're looking at here is a robot that's typically used in applications such as palletizing, sorting, packaging, or assisting any manufacturing process. So the students begin by learning the fundamentals. They learned all the fundamentals of, hey, how do I program a robot? How do I tell the robot to go to a particular place? How do I teach the robot to pick a particular object that's located at a particular point? And how do I tell the robot to do something specific to the type of task that we are trying to perform there? So all these skills were taught in the mechatronics program. The students were able to write their own programs. The students were able to create their own routine for the robot to perform these tasks. And the students are now capable of moving the robot in any direction or any complex routine so that they can handle any task. Now, the fundamentals that are required for these type of operations are the competencies that are required for those jobs. So basically, we include all these hands-on activities in the labs so that the students can get a feel of what it is like to work in the industry. So apart from just the robotics and automation, we also teach them about circuits. We start here. We say, hey, can you build a basic circuit? Is there a way for you to control, let's say, a few LEDs, like let's say a traffic signal, right? Red, yellow, and green, or red, orange, and green. The students would be able to apply their hands-on skills to build circuits like this, application-based circuits, right? That is where the students get most of their fundamental concepts from, and they take this knowledge towards all the competencies that you're seeing in the bubble right here. Whether they decide to go to the machining side, or whether they decide to go to a manufacturing side or electronics side or even digital circuit side, they need these skills. So the electronic certificate is critical for any of the areas that you are looking at in engineering technology. Now, there are plenty of students who have taken courses at our school who have been through programs such as electronics engineering technology and biomedical engineering technology and even mechanical engineering technology. And most of those students were placed in well-known companies that are listed in here. This is only a few companies that we listed here. There is a wide range of companies that students have gone to over the past 10 to 15 years. But most recently, students have gone to companies such as National Grid as an electronics technician. They have gone to Applied Materials as a manufacturing technician. They have gone to Silicon Labs, again, as an electronics technician. And they're also working in Procter & Gamble and Gillette as interns over the last few years. Once the students go to these companies as interns or let's say summer internship projects, they would be directly hired. So there is a lot of interest from these companies and other companies in this particular program. And one thing that students need to keep in mind is that once they complete the electronics certificate, there is ample opportunity for them to step into the industry right away. So this is, I'm talking about a very short term here. It's like 8 months. You go through the program, taking all these core courses for 8 months. If you spend enough time learning the key competencies of the program, you could be eligible to apply for various jobs within these companies, right? I'm going to show you a couple of examples. What do these companies expect from you? What is that they're trying to ask you if you were interested to apply for a job. So here is example number one, electronics technician, right? For a typical electronics technician, if you look at the base pay, it's somewhere around $50,000 to $60,000. This is a company based in Massachusetts, BBRM, and there are plenty of other companies like that. But if you look at the skills, if you look at the basic skills that they're asking you for, those are the competencies that we cover within the courses in the electronic certificate program. They're asking you whether you can read and write schematic diagrams. That's exactly where what we teach in these courses. Electronic, we start with DC circuits, AC circuits. Students will use software tools as well as hands-on tools to learn about the circuitry and the wiring and other things, right? Now, they also ask you, hey, can you recognize and identify electronic components, right? Our 4 courses are totally focused on that. Our courses are focused on teaching the students about all the fundamentals of circuits. Hey, if you look at a particular component on a circuit board, if you open up your television, if you open up any computer, like a laptop, if you look at a motherboard, can you recognize the components on the motherboard? You will be able to do that once you complete the certificate program, because that's what the certificate program is based on. At the same time, we also include software level skills through which we teach how to handle these electronic circuits so that you don't have to open up a laptop or a television or a computer all the time, right? So we give you an opportunity to do everything on the software, and then we take you to the lab and say, hey, can you build the circuit right now? At the same time, you're also supposed to know a little bit about electronic equipment, including multimeters, oscilloscopes, signal generators, and soldering, right? These are the basic skills, and then the certificate program covers these basic skills. Okay. I see someone raise hand, and then I missed that. Is that Frederick? Did you have a question, Frederick? I may be wrong if it could be somebody else. No. Did anyone have a question? Okay, all right. Please let me know if you have a question. Then the next job, just another simple example, robotics technician, right? If you choose to go to the associate degree, you would get all the competencies for these type of positions. Again, this is based in Somerville, MA, and all I want to highlight in this particular job description is the range of pay. So you're going to start with about 22 to 25 hours, depending upon the experience skills. But for an entry-level position, it's going to be about $22 per hour, and that's exciting, isn't it? That's something really attractive for somebody who's going to enter the industry for the first time, right? Especially students who have just completed the certificate and would like to enter the electronics industry. This is something like a welcoming thing for them. What are the basic competencies or qualifications that they're looking for? Take a look at this. Good with your hands, interested in mechanical assemblies and how things work, right? So mechanical assemblies. Then you're also supposed to oversee SPICE robotic restaurant equipment operations. So which means this is a restaurant that's using robotic equipment already, and you will be responsible for operating and operations and maintenance. And these skills, the primary skills for you to operate and maintain and troubleshoot these robots, is what is covered in the mechatronics track, right? Now, here is the pathway. If you enter the electronic certificate program, where does it lead you? And what type of jobs does it take you to? So the pathway for the mechatronics engineering technology starts with the certificate program, as you all know. So the certificate in electronics technology is for about 8 months long. Then the total number of credits that the students would earn are 27. And as I mentioned earlier, these are the competencies that the students would get once they complete the program. And the base range, or the minimum salary range that they would get after completion of the program, is about $21 to $25 an hour. Now, the students can take all these credits and transfer them to Associate of Science in Mechatronics Engineering Technology. Because the students would have already completed all the technical courses, core technical courses, they would only have to spend an additional 11 months. Typically, an associate's degree lasts for about 2 years. That's 24 months. But because the students would have gone through this accelerated certificate program, they would spend only an additional 11 months to complete the associate's degree program. 27 credits can be directly transferred from the certificate, and only 78 credits are required for the program. So 78 minus 27. Right. Again, the salary range once you complete an associate's degree is somewhere between 30 and 37. This is based on the most prominent positions that I mentioned earlier, which are electromechanical engineering technician, or mechanical technician, or electronics technician, or robotics technician, and similar. Right. Now, you can take these credits and transfer them to a Bachelor of Science program. We do have a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering program at BFIT, and we accept about 15 credits from the associate's degree towards the Bachelor of Science program. So I believe there is a separate information section for the Bachelor of Science program, so you can contact the admissions office and they will guide you through the information sessions if you need more details. So that's about it. I just wanted to give you guys as much detail as possible about the programs, but here are the highlights. There are some things that you might want to know before you even choose to come to our program. There is one particular aspect of the program that's really key to our success. One thing that we do is we follow up with each and every student on a daily basis to make sure that the student is going to be successful in their respective programs. One-on-one or individual learning support is what we provide. For those of you who do not know, we do have a tutoring program within the school in which all the faculty make sure that they're available during various times in the week so that they can provide out-of-class support to the students. Now, out-of-class support meaning whether if the student wants help with an assignment that the student is working on, or a lab project that the student is working on, or any other topic that the student is working on, there are times that the faculty will be available to sit down and assist them with whatever they want to do. At the same time, one big advantage of enrolling in this program is hybrid courses. Most of our lecture sessions these days are online. Some of the labs are scheduled on campus, but if there is not a necessity for you to come to the lab, and if you can use a software tool to learn those skills, we will enable that as well, which means our courses are hybrid and they're a mix of online and on-campus classes, and those will be what we offer throughout the certificate program. We are extending that to the Mechatronics Associate's Degree program as well, and we'll provide more details as we go along. Then we use plenty of software tools, as I mentioned, and those software tools are available for the students for free. If you have any software that requires a license, we'll provide remote access to the computers on campus so the students can get access to the software. Then we provide advising and mentorship at every level. So if at all you think, hey, something is not going right in my program, or I need help, additional help with something else, we have advisors that can respond to you immediately. You will have a network of people that can connect with you and that can support you throughout the stay at BFIT. Then we have an yearly career fair in which we invite many of the companies that you have seen on the slides here. In addition to those companies, we have other companies that we are always including in this career fairs. The HR managers and the hiring personnel usually show up to give you additional information, as well as provide you with different types of connections that you can use to apply for jobs and internships. The Mechatronics program specifically includes one particular course that is focused on either a project or an internship. So we plan to send students to the local companies to go for an internship in the summer, if possible. And once the students go for an internship, there'll be plenty of opportunities that will be open for them to find a job after they complete the associate's degree. So these are the highlights of the program, and I hope I have given enough information for you, but if there is anything in addition to what I've mentioned here that you would like to know, please speak up and I'll be happy to answer. Moj, do you have anything to add to what I mentioned here?
Actually, you explained it very well, but what I want to emphasize that there is always a support system for all the students. One-on-one, as he explained it, there are tutoring service available, and then we have online tutor available 24/7 for you to access. So it's really easy to ask question from faculty and get in touch with faculty. So I emphasize on the support system that we have available to our students.
Yeah, that's really a great point. We do have an online tutoring system available where you could log in to our learning management system, which is Canvas. Most of you must be familiar with that. Canvas allows you to log into the tutoring session, and there are tutors available 24/7. So no matter what time you're trying to do your homework or assignment, or you're trying to answer questions on a quiz, the tutors will be available for you. So
what if you
yeah.
What if you don't have any experience?
Experience in what area? Are you talking about experience in, let's say, electronics?
In electronics, like what if this is something of interest, but you don't have any like experience, prior experience with the hands-on experience?
This program as such doesn't need any experience at all. So the minimum experience that we are looking for is a high school graduate who would have taken a fundamental course in math and a fundamental course in science. That's all we look for, and that's enough for you to start the certificate program. We teach everything from the fundamentals, and we go through each and every fundamental concepts using some really nice textbooks and some really nice resources, so that the students who do not have any idea about engineering or engineering technology can also be successful in the program. Same thing with labs. We use software tools that you may not be familiar with at all, but we train you on each and every aspect of the tool. We train you on how to use the systems, we train you on how to design things, and we train you on how to test and collect data from each and every software system.
Say I enter the certificate program,
Yeah.
and I enter the career field from there, but I want to go on to earn my associates. Would the class schedule be able to accommodate that if I'm working, say, a 9 to 5 with weekends and holidays off?
At this point, I would say we are planning to offer courses in a hybrid manner, which means most of the courses will be taught in an online session if it's a lecture. But because this is an engineering technology program, there may be a requirement for you to attend labs on campus. And we could work around the schedule to accommodate the students that are looking to complete the program or complete the mechatronics program, associate's degree program. If they're working full-time and if they need access to the labs in the evenings, we could look into that, and we could make sure that we could offer some labs at the end of the day so that the student can come to the lab and finish their tasks, but the classes or the lecture sessions will be available online, so the student can go to the learning management system and attend the online lecture sessions. Yeah. We also have a distance learning program that's coming up soon. I think we recently got approved for that. So we also plan to offer this program in the future through the distance learning program, where all the lecture sessions will be posted onto the learning management system, so that you don't even have to attend the online sessions. They'll all be recorded sessions, and you could go through them as needed. But if you are a returning student and if you would like to transfer the credits to the associate's program, yes, that's definitely possible, and we can look into making the schedule work for you. Yeah.
just going over the hybrid, there are courses that we teach, and some of the labs can use some software online.
Right.
And there are some labs, so it's not going to be like every week you have to show up for the lab. There are
Right.
weeks that you take it online, and there are weeks that you can come in person and do the lab.
That's a great point, Moshkan. I'll give you an example of the current course that I'm teaching. This semester, I'm teaching Robotics 1, where you've seen one of the projects that the students did. I met with the students only 5 times in the semester until now. It's a 14-week semester. The students were asked to come to the lab only 5 times for working on this equipment. The rest of the time, we used a software to teach the students about all the activities that they're supposed to perform in the lab. Yeah. So it's kind of a hybrid. They may not be the students may not be required to come to the campus all the time.
Thank you.
Sure. Any other questions, anyone?
I know there was a parent that was recording. Do you have any any questions regarding the program or?
You answered most of them. Yeah, at first I was a little concerned. I was like, oh, he's gonna need to get an apartment because we're just a little too far to be going back and forth every day. But if it's not, if you don't have to be there every day, it's definitely feasible. I'm sure he'll want to talk more to somebody. Is there somebody he should talk to, like which professor?
Yeah. I do have my contact, and
Awesome.
this is my contact and Professor Morgan Hossenport's contact. You could contact either of us, and we'll be happy to respond to you during the day or during the evening as well. I'm also going to put my phone number in the chat box so that you can give it to Andrew. Is that the student's name, Andrew?
Yes. Yep.
Andrew. Yeah, you could give it to Andrew. I'll put my personal phone number there, and you could contact me anytime.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, and just to give you a heads up, the certificate program is completely online.
Okay.
When we are talking about the hybrid courses, that's primarily for the additional courses that they have to take in the associate's degree program. Over there, not all courses are online. There are a couple of courses where the students may be asked to come to the campus like 5 or 6 times in the entire semester.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering, when does the fall semester of 2022 start?
September of 2022. I'm not sure about the exact date, but I can forward the calendar to you eventually.
It's usually after Labor Day,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's usually the Tuesday or Wednesday after Labor Day.
Yeah.
Will be September 6th next year.
September 6th. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No.
I'm sorry, just to rehash what you just said. The certificate program is mostly online, and you only maybe have to do 5 labs within the 8-month period?
Not even 5. It's completely online. So
okay, so for me, in order to pursue my certificate program, I could do that totally online.
Yes.
And then after that, I can either get a job in the industry or pursue my AOS.
Yes, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure. And by the way, you could contact anybody from the admissions department as well at any point of time. If you have any questions, I'm sure they are able to answer most of your questions. If it is something related to the department, they'll forward it to us as well. So feel free to contact anyone on the call here, and we'll be able to help you. Yeah. Right.
Okay, thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions for us? No? Calvin, back to you then.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. We'll be sending up follow-up emails about some of the upcoming events. We'll be having more information about our financial aid timeline and understanding financial aid and the billing of the billing cycle and so forth. So look forward to those emails and those updates soon to come. Our admissions email is posted in the chat, so feel free to reach out to us at any given point if there are any questions or comments regarding your next steps or where you currently stand. Happy holidays, and we look forward to seeing you all soon. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.